Thursday morning. I believe that Boomer is in the Dominican Republic scouting 13-year-old shortstops. No, I believe he is actually golfing with some buddies, so he's gone for a couple of days. It means that Jerry is in for Boomer, and Peter Schwartz is going to come in and do some updates. Good morning, Jerry. How are you?
Yeah, it's like vacation week, and you got CeeLo and Disney.
That's right. He's down at Disney.
He might golf a little bit, too, this week, so good for everybody.
Yeah,
Not bad.
Good for everybody.
I hear Eddie and Al are off tomorrow, too.
No. I was going to say, don't tell me that.
Summer Fridays have begun.
Well, you are going to be off tomorrow because of work.
That's
You're going to be
true.
doing the Big Ten tournament as Rutgers finally plays after their double bye.
Yeah, excited to get that started tomorrow.
You know, you sounded like a little bit of a broken man this morning at the beginning of the warm-up show.
I would agree
baseball.
with that.
It's finally broken you.
Almost.
Well,
Almost.
3/4 of the way?
Yeah. Broken would be, I don't give a damn and I'm not watching anymore. I'm not there.
You did utter the words, baseball sucks, Jerry. I heard that.
Well,
Made me smile.
Because this was the old blank tease.
Yeah.
That's what this was yesterday.
Yeah.
And you figured when they were going to come together on the competitive balance tax, which they ultimately did, that we were good to go. And when the two sides broke up and wanted to talk to their sides, you figure we're going to get some approvals.
Yep.
And then out of left field comes this nonsense. I'm sure it's not nonsensical to international players, but in the grand scheme of what's going on in this world, the fact that they finally agreed on a lot, and now this is what's going to hold us up, eat a blank. Come on. What are you doing?
Eat one with ketchup.
My God.
Yeah, I know. I've been with you, or I've been saying this now for the last couple of weeks. I'm glad that you have come over to this particular side on it. And let me tell you, the baseball insiders that are covering this, baseball insiders in general, are the worst at their jobs out of every one of these sports insiders. They get everything wrong. And I could tell you how many of these things they have gotten wrong over the years. How about Bob Nightingale when he goes, Brad Hand and the Mets have a deal. Oh, sorry, they don't have a deal.
My bad.
Yeah, my bad. John Heyman, I feel good about this. No. And they'll tweet something out about, they agreed on this and they didn't agree on this. And a player will come out and go, lies. You're wrong. They're so wrong about everything.
I know.
And every one of these guys was telling us how it was going to be. A deal was going to happen yesterday. They talked into the middle of the night. I've got a good feeling about it. And then they come back, and then the whole thing falls apart again. So I'm not ever listening to those guys, these baseball insiders, ever again.
No, you're almost to the point. Do me a favor. Don't tweet out anything anymore until a deal is done.
I would
because
agree.
What's the point? Like, we don't, as fans, and as much as you've read about it, and as much as this international draft thing, I've read 4 different articles on it. I still don't understand it. In terms of why it's so bad for the international players and why guys like Max Scherzer would give a damn, to be quite honest. Guys, I said to Al, go make your $40 million, win some games, and strike some people out.
Yeah.
You've got what you wanted for the younger players. Now we're worried about, I don't know.
Do you think that this has
beaten down? You're right. Yes.
Yeah. Then you are someone who absolutely loves baseball. You spend money on taking your boys to games. You watch every single night. I mean, you are a baseball lover. Major League Baseball lover and the sport. You coach the sport. You coach your boys. You absolutely love the thing. And that's why I think you being this annoyed about it is more important than someone like me who is this annoyed about it. Because I've been annoyed about baseball for a number of years, and this just sort of compounds those feelings. For someone like you, I mean, you're now turning the corner. Well, I mean, you took a cautious approach there for a while, but then yesterday, I think you turned the corner to F these guys.
I still and I still believe. Sadly, I've got the Usler effect here. We're, always optimistic. I do believe that they will play in April. But I think yesterday the problem was whether it was the reporting, whether it was the fact that they spoke until 2:45 in the morning and left on good terms. Mm-hmm. Remember when it broke up the last time, we said, there's no way they're going to work this late into the night. Yeah, some things kind of fell apart, but they really put a lot of time in. They're going to come back tomorrow. They're going to iron this thing out, and it went the wrong way. Okay, fine. In this case, they only stopped because it was 3 o'clock in the morning.
Sure.
They were getting delirious. Let's go back, talk to our sides, and then we'll reconvene. And I honestly didn't see any way that there wasn't going to be a deal. And then, like I say, for this thing to come out of right field, like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what's the next obstacle that they're going to have?
Oh, so it's always something. I mean, I never even heard or thought or international draft. And then Max Scherzer tweeted out that we were never even proposed the international draft. They just put it in there. It wasn't even something we had a discussion about, and then we had to sift through it and everything else. I don't know who to believe. You know, what's sort of funny to me, though, is like, Steve Cohen comes in, wants to make a splash, does so in this offseason in a big way by giving Max Scherzer $40 million a year. And now the two of them are fighting tooth and nail on both different sides of this whole situation.
Amazing, isn't it?
I mean, it really is amazing. And then Steve Cohen yesterday, all right, do you think he's lying about this? So he likes this tweet where, and I can tell you the exact tweet, it was basically someone saying that the owners are never going to agree to a deal that the players or a proposal that the players put out there. They want to have this thing on their own terms. Is essentially, as I'm paraphrasing the tweet, that he liked. Now, Steve A. Cohen is I guess Stephen A. Cohen. I can't even find the damn thing, but whatever. So that's paraphrasing the tweet. So people are like, oh, look at this. Steve Cohen, who's a part of the owners, is saying that they're never going to accept a proposal from the Players Association. So then Joel Sherman reaches out to Steve Cohen and asks him about it. And he tweets out, Joel Sherman, that Steve Cohen's response was, it was totally unintentional, me liking that tweet. I don't even know how to retweet. You believe that?
No, I don't believe that.
Neither do I.
Now, my question would be, is he the one that's doing it, though?
Yes, I think he's doing it.
You think he's got to? You don't think his wife has any control over that?
She's got her own Twitter that she messes
then that
around
would be
with.
no then. Okay.
I think he does. I mean, now I know that you could, like, scroll through stuff and go and like something by accident.
You can. That's possible.
But, I mean, to then come back with his, I don't even know how to retweet
well, that
situation.
I don't believe. Yeah, you hit the button.
Yeah.
It's really not that hard.
Yeah,
actually.
exactly. You hit one button.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't buy that. I would say he probably did. And, part of it could be, and I have done this as well, sometimes I will like something that's not exactly in the best light because you want to remember it for the show the next day.
Right.
You don't want to, it's easy to go back and find it. You go to your profile, you hit likes, and there it is. So it doesn't mean it's an endorsement of the tweet, but I would say in most cases it probably is. I don't know if this is or not.
Yeah, I mean, he ended up unliking the tweet. It's now gone. So
Okay.
at least someone taught him how to do that.
All right.
I mean, there's no way. That was definitely a passive-aggressive situation.
Perhaps. The problem, the biggest problem, whether it's the players, the owners, the game is so unbalanced financially that I really, and you can kill Rob Manfred all you want, and I am not going to get in your way. Go for it. But I do think, in one sense, his job is incredibly difficult in terms of who is he working for? He's working for the owners who amongst themselves can't agree on anything. You've got the bottom 4 or 5 teams don't want to spend any money and want to collect money from the top 4 or 5 teams that want to win and spend money. You got teams in the middle that their foot's kind of in, kind of out. Oh, maybe I get some money too. You never know. And it's like, what is the game? Is the game really, if you look at it now, we have 30 baseball teams.
That's right.
Now, in the NFL, you've got 32 football teams, and I am not saying all 32 are capable of winning a Super Bowl. I'm not saying that. But there's a hell of a lot more football teams that when a season starts have a chance than you have in baseball. It's just the money is so out of whack. And so my point is, if you're Rob Manfred, are you trying to satisfy the lower rung, the higher teams, the guys in the middle? Like, it's just got to be the whole thing. That's why you want this negotiation should be in the new CBA, make it for 50 years.
Right. It's going to be
Until he's
5
dead.
years. That's the other part of
God.
this. People don't talk about this. It's a 5-year deal that they're working on, so this whole thing is going to happen again. If you look at some of these other leagues, I've been trying to compare these things. I don't want to take a side because I don't like either side. But the Major League Baseball players, compared to some of the other sports, now the NBA is different because the NBA's got a 50-50 split. They've got money coming in internationally that is just insane. And if you are a backup player and do nothing, you're getting paid an exorbitant amount of money.
Yeah.
If you're the top of the top, you're one of the richest people in the country, basically. Put them aside. But compared to football, like I was reading some of these guys who were getting offered pay cuts. DeMarcus Lawrence, a guy who's been a loyal Cowboy, who has done... I mean, he hasn't been...
He has not been himself the last couple of years.
He hasn't been great.
But he has been a great Cowboy.
He's been a great Cowboy.
Absolutely.
Pay cuts. Massive pay cuts.
Yes.
That never happens in baseball. You get every single penny.
You get every penny. And that's why the signing bonus has become so incredibly important and why it's increased significantly in the NFL. If you look at, NFL signing bonuses when they first started would be what, $5 million?
Yeah.
And then you hoped that you would see the length of your contract. Now you're reading, I mean, guys get, 100. So it was Mike Williams of the Chargers.
That's right.
3 years, $60 million, $42 million guaranteed.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So it's not like if they ask him in year 3 to take a pay cut, he hasn't gotten his money. Guess what? He got that money already.
Sure.
So,
but not all of it.
It's not the same.
Right.
I agree with you 100%. If there was ever a sport that should be guaranteed, I've always said hockey, football.
But it really is the strength of the Major League Baseball Players Association is stronger than most of these other unions. I mean, and football never has any real issues anymore. They had 2011, they had a lockout where they postponed training camp for like 2 days or something, or a week, and that was it. But they never really have any big issues. You would think that if there was a league that really, or a Players Association that really wanted to step up and change some things, it would be the NFL.
Yeah. So then why don't they?
Because they had terrible leadership for a very, very long time. And I think that all those years of Gene Upshaw being the guy who was a yes man for the union set them back for years and years and years. That's why I think. And then all the little victories that they've had over the years with DeMaurice Smith felt bigger because they were in such a bad place all those years with Gene Upshaw is my only guess.
But in this case, it seems like, I don't know, we're not in the negotiations. It seems like Max Scherzer has the biggest voice right now.
Yeah,
Would you not agree with that?
Yeah, it does. It seems like that.
So if you told me Aaron Rodgers stood tall and said, you know what, guys, we ain't playing under these circumstances, why wouldn't that hold the same weight?
Well, let's not give him any ideas here, Jerry.
I'm not trying to, but to your point,
no, of course,
I think it's got to start with the players. And, they're the ones that have to tell the guys that are in charge, the attorneys that are doing the negotiation, this is what we're doing. And until it's done, we're not budging. And they don't do that in football for whatever reason.
No, I mean, Boomer did it. He laid down in front of a bus or whatever back in the day, but that's when they were really not making anything. But it's different now. You really don't see it. And the thing about the money, you want to talk about splitting revenues and what the owners are getting. I heard you guys talking about the Apple TV rights, and it made me think. I was like, man, is it $55 million a year for 2 baseball games to stream on Apple TV? Seems like a lot to me. That's what I said. So I came in and I looked up. I was like, I wonder what Amazon is paying the NFL to broadcast Thursday Night Football exclusively a year. The answer to that, $1 billion.
Yeah.
$1 billion compared to $55 million is nothing. So, even though $55 million is man, that's a lot of money, $55 million a year. Compared to other pro sports, it's not. I mean, it's like couch cushion change.
It's not quite the same.
Yeah,
You're
not
right.
even close.
But in a dying sport, as I say, they still had no problem committing to almost $400 million.
No, they did. Yeah, I know. Which is also I can't for over 7 years or whatever it is. I can't figure it out either. I don't.
And Apple TV is not Amazon.
No, they're not. But Apple is Apple. I mean, you know
Apple
what I'm saying?
sucks.
It comes from the same bucket, does it not?
I suppose. I mean, Amazon's got how many subscribers?
Amazon Prime or Amazon Prime
Amazon
TV?
Prime, because I think that's what it's going to be. I think if you're a Prime subscriber, you're going to get these games.
Yeah.
They must have.
Just Google it.
I mean, my God, it's got to be in the tens of millions of subscribers, no? Amazon Prime?
All right. Take a guess. I got a number here.
I will say there are 30 million Amazon Prime subscribers.
You are not even close.
Too high or too low?
Too low.
All right, so that's my point. Now you compare it to too low. What did I say? 30 million? 100 million.
148.6 million Amazon Prime members.
So before they have to sell anything to the football fan, they've got 148 million subscribers that are going to have those games available to them.
And this is in the U.S.
Okay.
Only.
And our population is, 330 million?
Yeah.
And that's half.
So that means almost half.
Yeah.
How many people
and a lot of
have
children,
Apple TV Plus?
How many?
I mean, if you want to talk about why they can pay the billion,
yeah.
Apple TV Plus, they're using this as a way to get subscribers, I would think. And I don't know how many they will get for it. I think I have to think about it. I don't know that I will because I actually like baseball on the radio. I'm not sure I will.
This is from November, this past November.
Okay.
They have 40 million global accounts and 20 million paying customers.
Compared to 140 million.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
And that's for Apple Plus.
But remember, Amazon Prime, Apple TV Plus, you don't get you don't get packages sent to your house. That's just
for sure.
It's totally different thing.
Right.
Most of those 148 million people are people that are getting toothpaste in the mail.
That is very true. But you're going to have access to the game.
Yeah, right. You absolutely are.
And now they're going to probably be able to raise the price if they want.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, they will sell advertising.
But isn't it amazing, though, that Amazon, think about this. If we just were, the frozen cavemen, and then we woke up and someone said, I can provide you 148 million subscribers. I could give that to you to put your sport out there to 148 million people. And that sport goes back and sounds good. Give us $1 billion to do it.
Right, but think about it this way. If they raise their prices $2 a subscriber, they're making money.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Think about that.
It's insanity.
$2.
It's absolutely
$2, they
insanity.
make money.
All right, so on a dark day like this, where baseball once again is canceling games, and do we even believe that they're canceling more games?
Well, I do from this standpoint. I actually think April 15th, Jackie Robinson Day, is a great opening day.
Yeah, they can actually get their stuff together by then.
I do, unless there's a deal done today where they say, you know what, we'll start on the 7th.
Yeah.
I think this one might be legit.
Okay, so that might be the opening day, but it's a dark morning again. We look for hope, and I look to the call screener. I see Lou in New Jersey, who has written a poem about baseball for us, so I think this is a good way to end our opening segment with Lou's poem. Hey, Lou, good morning. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Great, Lou. We'd love to hear your poem.
Cheer us up, Lou.
Yeah, on this dark day.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
The name of the poem is Baseball, You're Dead to Me.
Okay. That's not going to lift my spirits.
Right.
Awesome.
You can take your game and shove it. I know I used to love it, but baseball is not the same for me anymore. Tell Scherzer and tell Trout that even Jeter's gotten out. He knows when it's time to hit the door. This is nothing but greed, and the fan is left to bleed, and I'm just sick of bleeding anymore. So I'm no longer crying for a game that was already dying. Baseball, I hate you to the core.
You know what, Lou? Not bad.
What?
I gotta tell you, I thought it was going to be terrible.
Did you see Mantle back in the day?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. That's cool.
No. Very, very, very good, Lou. You take care, man.
Kind of figured.
Yeah. No, I actually thought it was going to be something.
Yeah, I thought it was going to go
sappier.
the other way.
Yeah.
No, he's just angry. And that's a guy that was watching baseball in the 50s.
Baseball, shove it up your ass. By Lou. Hi, I'm Lou in New Jersey. Baseball, eat a bleep.
It's been some start to the morning.
Yeah. Baseball, you make me sick. Like Jerry Recco said, eat a...
I didn't say that. I said bleep.
Boomer and Gio on the Fan and CBS Sports Network.